I came here to prove real justice still exists in the pirate world. After I crossed over and became a Navy Vice Admiral, I carved out my own kingdom in the New World, and with my belief in absolute justice, I was ready to rewrite Navy history, and the first thing I had to do was ignore orders and hunt pirates my own way. If the Navy won't kill the celestial dragons, then I will. At that moment inside Fleet Admiral Sam's office, his low restrained voice cut through the room. This morning, a ship carrying the heavenly tribute from the New World vanished before it reached the Holy Land. 30 billion berries worth of tribute disappeared without a trace, and every CP agent escorting it went missing too. That news blew up everyone's nerves in an instant. That was tribute worth 30 billion berries. How does something like that just vanish? The last time the heavenly tribute had an accident was years ago when Dylan hijacked it to trade for a warlord seat. But who was Dylan really? At the end of the day, he still carried celestial dragon blood. If anybody else dared steal that tribute, they were dead men. The world government would absolutely send endless CP agents and order the Navy to tear this apart. Back in the Rocks era, something like this might have happened all the time. But now even the four emperors' crews would not touch the heavenly tribute lightly, because on some level, that meant declaring war on the world government outright. Sam, tell us exactly what happened, Grace asked in a low voice. If Sam brought this up, then the world government had already given orders to track down where the tribute went. There was only one lead. Right before CP lost contact with the government, the tribute ship was about to enter the waters under my G5 branch. The more Sam talked, the uglier his face got. The visual Den Mushy never sent back a single image, and before the signal died, CP sent back nothing useful, which meant, other than a rough location, we knew absolutely nothing. As soon as he finished, everyone fell into deep thought. Pirates, the revolutionaries, or someone else? No way, it just vanished into thin air. If someone really did this, then they had to crush everyone with absolute overwhelming force, and wipe them out in a split second. And that was not even the hardest part. They also had to destroy every surveillance snail on that ship at the exact same time. That was not something just anybody could do. While everyone stayed silent, Quinn finally spoke up. Fleet Admiral Sam, if it happened near G5 territory, then on my side, did anything useful come in? After all, I am the commander of G5, with the rank of Navy Vice Admiral. If something like this happened near my turf, then no matter how it ended, I was not escaping pressure from the world government. The second he heard my name, Sam rubbed his temples with a headache, then said in a heavy voice, that brat Quinn said it had not entered his waters yet, so it was not his damn problem. Jack could not hold it in anymore, and burst out laughing a second later. Ha ha ha, that really sounds like Quinn. That guy is still just as rotten as ever. G5 is the Navy's only branch in the New World, and the whole world knows how notorious it is. They are Marines, but they act more like pirates than pirates do. They ignore orders and butcher pirates. They are brutal, and especially their commander Quinn. He gives the entire Navy headquarters a headache. Sam let out a long breath, then made the call. This is all we have for now. The world government has already sent CP to investigate, and the Navy needs to move too. When he finished, his eyes turned toward Kyle. Kyle, within half a month, no matter what you find, report it exactly as it is, aboard the warship in the New World. Kyle stared at the file in his hand with a helpless look. Of all the messy jobs, why did this one land on the guy who wanted to slack off the most? Especially since he had to deal with me again. Just thinking about it hurt. Even though he knew me well, Kyle still could not help looking again at the file Sam had brought out. A file only a handful at headquarters could see. Quinn Drake, Navy Vice Admiral, commander of G5 in the New World, user of all three forms of hockey, mythical Zoan Devil Fruit user, joined the Navy in year 1510, countless merits, since year 1517, promoted to Admiral candidate several times, then demoted again. 5 years ago disobeyed orders and fought Whitebeard and was badly wounded. 3 years ago disobeyed orders and fought Charlotte Linlin. A little over half a year ago, stopped the Beast Pirates from expanding in the New World, earned promotion back to Vice Admiral. Outcome of clash with Kaido unknown, not disclosed and not reported. The whole thing was packed with my record since joining the Navy. Things like slaughtering pirates, ignoring orders, and all that bad behavior barely even stood out next to the rest. The last section was the evaluation on me. Weakness: extremely dangerous, extremely vicious, obsessed with money, hates pirates to the core, takes pleasure in killing pirates, disobeys orders, disobeys orders, disobeys orders. Strengths: insanely gifted, master of all three hockey types, power grows at absurd speed, the most freakish monster in Navy history, has a unique pull, and unmatched leadership. Should he be brought into the highest seat of Navy power? The five elders undecided, Kong undecided, Sam undecided. Kyle let out a long breath, his brow tightened. What a pain, that little monster. Thinking of me. Kyle made that exaggerated troubled face again. I am only here on orders. That little monster would not make things hard for me, would he? He shook his head, and kept reading the file in his hand. Ethan, Navy Rear Admiral, Deputy Commander of G5 in the New World, my right-hand man, user of two forms of hockey, Logia Devil Fruit user, joined the Navy the same year I did, countless merits. Kyle skimmed through it fast, then stopped at the evaluation. Weaknesses: arrogant to the extreme, vicious to the extreme, hates pirates to the bone, kills pirates and disobeys orders, only listens to my orders. Strengths: his power is overwhelming, his talent is below mine, but he is still a monster. After Kyle finished Ethan's file, he quickly glanced through the rest of G5, and the files on every other member. Without exception, every evaluation page shared the same few traits: disobey orders, slaughter pirates, only obey Quinn. What a pain. Looking at how slow the warship was moving, Kyle shook his head. The next second he turned into light, and vanished on the spot.